One bad hire can absolutely destroy your business and your momentum for such a long time. How do I know? Because I've done it multiple times. And on this video, I'm going to give you the bulletproof method for making a great hire every single time. Because conversely, a great hire will supercharge your business, allow you to hit your goals so much faster, and not only that, it'll allow you to make more money, work less, and have way more fun. And that's what I'm about on this channel. And if that's what you're into, I want to definitely invite you to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. First, let me talk about a bad hire. There was a time in my business, in my entrepreneurial journey, where I had a real estate team. This was in Southern California. I had a pretty big real estate team, and I decided, man, I'm so bored of this. And if you're an entrepreneur and you can relate, let me know in the comments below. But I just was thinking, hey, I'm so bored of this business. You know, I've been doing it for a long time, and I've built this big team. I think we had about 54 agents on the team. And I decided that I was going to hire a CEO to run the business. And I knew a guy really, really well. He had run a couple of real estate offices. And so long story short, I decided to hire him. And I thought, man, this guy's going to absolutely crush it. He is going to achieve all of the goals in the business. It's going to allow me and my wife to just kind of sit back and collect that mailbox money, right? As entrepreneurs, that's what we want, passive income, the myth of passive income, which doesn't exist. We'll do that on another video. And so I hired him, and we paid him a big salary. I can't remember the exact number, but for me at the time, it was a big salary, right? Because we were a real estate team, and he started, and a couple months into his tenure, I looked up, and the business had completely tanked. I mean, in the gutter. We had agents leaving, administrative people leaving, and staff leaving, everyone pissed off, clients upset, revenue was way down. And I looked up and I was like, wait a second, like this is going downhill really, really fast. So I stepped back in, we made a change, and we righted the ship, but it took a very long time to correct that. I want to say it took 6 months, 9 months to fix that. And so not only did we lose all that revenue we paid out, but we also lost all that time and opportunity cost, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. Now, I want to make one thing super clear. This failure or learning lesson, I will say now, was not this guy's fault. And if you're thinking, hey, this was just a bad hire and the guy was terrible, no, not at all. It wasn't his fault. It was my fault. And I take ownership and responsibility for that. I'm going to share with you why it happened, and I'm going to share the roadmap for you to make sure that it doesn't happen to you. So how do we make a great hire and avoid this painful mistake? And if you've made a bad hire, like I said, you know it. And so here's the thing. Now that I've hired so many people, thousands of virtual assistants for thousands of clients at all Star VAs, which, by the way, if you're looking for leverage, you can book a call down below. We'll do a game plan call. We'll talk all about it. And I also have an awesome leverage playbook down in the description that you can download absolutely free. So check that out. But when you're making a hire, there are a couple steps you got to go through to make sure that it's a good hire. Now, do we always get it right? No. But look, take a look at professional sports teams. If you look at like the NFL, the NBA, I'm a big sports guy, right? Hey, they spend millions of dollars recruiting, and even they don't get it right every time. So you're not going to get it right every time, but if you follow this process, it's going to increase your chances and your odds big time, and it's going to allow you to rehire much faster and avoid the pain, okay? So what do you do? Step number one is you have to create a standard operating procedure, an SOP for that position. Now, if you don't want to create this, you can hire someone to do it for you, or you can jump on that game plan call that I mentioned with us, and we'll help you do it. But you got to create a standard operating procedure for the position. You can't just rely on hiring someone that you think is great and let them do what they do because they did it before. That does not work. That's exactly what happened in my position, right? I didn't have an SOP. I just hired this guy and said, oh, you grew that real estate office, so I want you to come in and grow mine. Nope, doesn't work that way. Create a standard operating procedure. Standard operating procedure has to have a couple things. Number one, you got to have a great job description. Number two, you got to have key performance indicators, KPIs, okay? What is this job going to produce? What are the actual numbers, right? The KPIs have to be number based. This is not airy-fairy stuff, right? How many appointments, how many leads, how many conversions, how many sales, right? That's got to be right in that standard operating procedure. So job description, KPIs. Then you need, hey, accountability. What is this going to look like, right? Who's going to own each part of this position, and how are we going to hold you accountable to that? So what does our accountability structure look like? Is it a huddle every morning like we do with our VAs? Is it a end of day report like we do with all of our employees? Is it a weekly one-on-one check-in, 30 minutes like we do, right? What is the accountability going to look like? And then how are you going to know whether you're winning in the position or losing in the position? So I'm huge on scoreboards, as you can tell, big sports guy, right? So you go to a game, what do you see right up there in the corner? A huge scoreboard. I'm in Dallas. You go to the Dallas Cowboys. It's huge, right? And so there's a scoreboard up there, and so everyone's looking at it, right? Now, I want you to imagine your business. What if you didn't have a scoreboard at the sports game? It'd be kind of boring. You wouldn't know what the score is. You wouldn't know who's winning, who's losing, what's going on, right? Same thing in your business. Got to have a scoreboard for each position. Are you winning? Are you losing? Do we need to make some adjustments, some halftime adjustments, right? Some pep talks, some speeches, right? How do you get to where you're going if you don't have a scoreboard to look at? And so when you have that SOP, when you have the KPIs, when you have the scoreboard, when you have accountability, and when you have your check-ins and your structure set, you're going to catch a bad hire much, much faster than you will otherwise. And if you do catch that, you're always recruiting for the position to make sure that you're never out without someone in that job, right? So that's the first step. You got to make sure you have all of that going for that position. And then step two, hey, quick interruption, I'm Danny. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. If you're getting value from this video, do me a quick favor, hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos that are gonna make you make more money, work less, and have way more fun in business and in life. All right, back to the video. Let's go. I just said it. I already gave it away. Is always be recruiting, right? ABR. I know you know ABC or AB. Yes, ABC. Always be closing from Glenn Garrett, Glenn Ross. This is ABR. Always be recruiting. Okay, always be recruiting. Recruiting is the number one thing that'll take your business from where you are to where you want to go, because one of my mentors used to say that you got to achieve success through others, right? Through others. So you always have to be recruiting for your positions on your team to make sure that you're never stranded without someone in that role. And that's happened to me many times as well. And so not anymore, because now I'm always recruiting. But that's something that is very, very critical to your success in your business. And so, just when you think about a bad hire, not only does the bad hire cost you money? So let's say you had someone for 3 months and you paid them, I don't know, we'll use some round number, $5,000 a month. It's a high-level employee, right? Assistant, whatever. And that's $15,000. But you got to think about the opportunity cost of what you didn't get by hiring someone great. So what would it have looked like if you would have hired the perfect person? What does it look like for you with this hire? That difference is what you've lost also, and that's called opportunity cost, right? One of the first things I learned in economics. So when you put all of this together, making the right hire is so, so critical. And I will tell you that one of the amazing things I think we do the best at All Star VAs, my virtual assistant staffing company, is set you up for success. Not only with that SOP and the KPIs and all done for you and all this kind of stuff, but the coaching, the training, and the accountability and the leadership once the person starts working with you. Because let's face it, a lot of us, we didn't become entrepreneurs because we wanted to hire people. We didn't become entrepreneurs to be recruiters. So we're not good at it naturally, right? And so that's the stuff that we do that's so great for you, because it's all done for you. And so you don't have to worry about it, and you get it right much more of the time. So I think our success rate on that first hire is about 85%, which I think is pretty good. I think the NFL would take that. Maybe the NFL should hire us. Maybe I should go work there. And so if you want to really make sure that you hire someone great, like I said, I got a couple things for you. I got the free Ultimate Leverage Guide down in the description. I also got the free game plan call you can book down there so you can talk to us, see what it might look like to hire an executive assistant or a social media manager or a leadership position, a CEO or COO. We've staffed those as well, or an accountant, or whatever it is that you need at your business. We are here for you. So check that out, and make sure you check out this video that YouTube thinks is the next best video for you to see. I'll see you on the next one.